I'm probably a little bit slow, but when you're telling the coaching IT story, very, very briefly, high level, what happened, what was the result, and what was learned?
So I thought I was being too nice to them because they were all requesting that I would come do their evaluations, when the data actually showed I was being more strict. And that shows that, at least to me, that relationship I had with them was a bigger influencer on them than what the scores were showing. Because again, if they were going strictly off of data, it's like, hey, I got to manage my own career. I want to get raises or whatever, so I'm going to make sure I have the best evaluation scores. I'm going to find the person that's the most lenient. I probably played that game in school with grades. But that isn't what they wanted. They wanted somebody that they had the trust and relationship with. They probably didn't crunch the numbers, but the gut feel rules a lot more than I'd like to admit sometimes.
Mm. So Jeff talked about how he has used social hacks to get his job. I wanted to share with you a little bit about the job at the Chamber. I work at the Utah Valley Chamber of Commerce, and as I said before, I've had an IT company, and I've gotten myself involved in a lot of networks and a lot of connections. I've made a lot of good friends as I've grown the IT business. And I always said, if I ever go back to work, I'm going to go do business development. And as I was going through the motions, we tried to buy a house, and realized being self-employed and trying to buy a house causes all sorts of fun issues. And so I decided I'm going to go get myself a W-2 job. And I always wanted to do business development. That sounded like a fun job. At the same time, a good friend of mine said that he was quitting his job as a business development director and was going to move on. And so I had a meeting with him. I went to his office and I said, tell me what is terrible about your job. Talk me out of wanting your job. And he was like, networking sucks. And I'm like, I love networking. Like, this isn't helping me. At the end of my meeting, I said, Tom, I want your job. What do I need to do to get your job? And he goes, well, let me put in a word for you. Give me your resume. Let's get you in for an interview. It came down to 2 people, and I took the lead on that, and I was offered the job. And part of me thinks that, yeah, because I had that connection with the guy who was leaving, I connected with the staff when I came in for an interview. I used all of these hacks that I didn't even realize I was using at the time, and I was offered the job. So very, very exciting. But my point is that because I was involved in all of these networks, when the position came available, I knew who to talk to. I already had a relationship with Tom. I knew him well. We had known each other at multiple networking events. And so he was in my social circle. This is a nice, beautiful map of different social circles that people can be involved in. You know, some people will have their work circle, their church circle, maybe your gym circle. I'm a ham radio operator. I have ham radio group in here. The more circles you can be involved with, the more lines there are, the more connections you can have. So when the time comes, all you have to do is say, hey, I'm looking, and everybody starts coming to your rescue and want to help you, get that opportunity. So the point is to be involved in as many circles as you can. And why? Because after all, we're only 6 degrees away from Kevin Bacon.
Have you guys heard that?
Do you guys know that one? Just as a recap, because I didn't know that one until a couple months ago, it's basically pretty much anyone in the world you're only 6 degrees away from. And LinkedIn makes that super easy to figure out where that connection is, which I love. I use LinkedIn quite a bit. The interesting thing is when you're looking for a job, the opportunities come from weak ties. What's funny is you'd think that the people that know you well are the ones that are going to get you that job. But in reality, they know the same people you know. If they're going to know of a job, you're going to know of that job. And most of the opportunities are not coming from strong ties. They're coming from weak ties. They're coming from your acquaintances. So just shouting out to all the people you know, hey, I'm looking for opportunities. People who don't know you as well but know you well enough are going to come out of the woodworks and help you find that opportunity. So it's kind of interesting. 56% of those opportunities come from those weak ties. But why does this work? Well, I have kids, and they love the Croods. Have you guys seen the Croods? Grug, the dad of this tribe, tells stories every night, and the end of the story is always the same. It's you separate from the tribe and die. Because you know our primitive brain, there is strength in numbers. It's all about having a tribe of people to help keep going. If you're not in a tribe, you'll die, and it's really kind of an interesting concept, and we use this throughout. So how can we be a part of the tribe that wants us in that opportunity, that next job? We have to be a part of all of these tribes. Just like I said back here, all of these circles are now your tribes, and you can utilize those connections. If you have something in common with someone in your tribe, they want to be a part of that. They want to keep that, because we like being the same, but we still like being different. We'll get into that in a minute.